Come on in, Mr. Parkes. How you doing?
Langford, how you doing?
Good to see you again. Have a seat. All right. How things going with the family?
Pretty good. Things have changed a bit. It's going well.
Family's
Moving
good?
forward.
Good. All right. Well, this is your follow-up from 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I wanted to see how things are going with you and the situation that you had across the street and what's your living situation. And, just get some more information, see if things got better, if it got worse, so on and so forth. Again, I want to advise you that this is confidential. You don't have to worry about any of your information being put out there in any media outlets or anything like that. So, you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I do. I'm happy about that.
Right.
I like to keep my privacy.
All right. Well, let's get this thing started. The last time we talked, you were dealing with some stresses that you had with your neighbors and financial issues and so on and so forth. Let's start with the change in your residence. I believe you ended up moving, is what I was told.
Yes, I did. A couple of weeks ago, I ended up moving, and I moved over to James Island, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
It's about 35 miles from here, and it's a real nice place. Big yard, better for my dogs, better for me, quieter.
Oh, great.
It's a house.
Wonderful. Ah, okay.
And the neighbors aren't real close and things like that. But it's a better situation all the way around for me now.
Okay. So what ended up happening as a result of you moving? Did the situation get worse, or was it just your change and just wanted to change your venue, change your place of location?
Well, yeah, I wanted to change my place of location because I just simply thought it would be better for me and for my family also. So the place that I was living in, I believe that I told you belonged to my family.
Okay.
And they're going to sell it.
Okay.
And so, with me not being there, it's going to be easier for them to get her fixed up the way they want to, little touch up here and there, and put the place on the market and sell it. So they won't have to deal with that then. So that's one more thing.
Okay.
It's better there too.
All right. So we addressed the change. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling better. I'm getting more sleep. I mean, of course, there isn't as much noise all night long.
Okay.
But, just sleep alone helps. Getting 6 hours sleep compared to 3.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a big change.
Yeah, that's a big change. And you don't have to worry so much. There's still adjustment going on.
Right.
It's new to us and stuff. So, I'm hoping that it'll just, get better.
Okay. How are the dogs adjusting to this change environment?
These guys have more room to roam. That yard that I used to have was a pretty small yard. And for 2 dogs, they were okay with it, but now they've got a huge place to run and play and mess around like that. And back of that there's a little lake there, and I fish, and their dogs are hanging around.
Oh, excellent.
Right now they're doing pretty good. They're being dogs for a change,
Right. Well, I can see the change. And I'm looking at you, and I see a physical change. You seem much more happier, much more upbeat. Let's take a little curve here and talk about the stresses that you once had as opposed to what you do no longer have now. We talked about the change in location. We talked about the sleep. With your current situation, has it helped your financial situation? Are you still kind of in that same financial situation, or?
Yeah, that hasn't changed much. I think not only myself, but most people today are strapped.
Correct, yes.
They're strapped.
Yes.
Let's face it. And you're not going to get around that too much. But it helps just to have a better outgoing look at things. You're looking at things in a better light.
Correct.
You don't feel so stressed out. You don't feel so miserable about it. You still do, but not like that. I didn't know what was going to happen from one day to the next when I was living there. I just didn't.
Right.
You don't know what kind of verbal confrontations you're going to get into, and you do get into them too. I had a couple, and then, now I don't have to deal with that.
So now, let me understand. The financial issues are still there somewhat. And that's understood because, like
Yeah.
I said, we're going through some economic changes and times and change and all that stuff. So, but it's not as stressful on you now because your situation has changed and you are in a slightly better situation as far as finances go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just because I think a lot of it has to do with attitude. I mean, if you're relaxed a little more, you can accept a little more. You know, you're not. It's not the financial straps that are built on top of other things that are going on.
Correct.
You know, it's like the domino effect. You know, one bad thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Next thing you know, you're looking for something bad to happen.
Correct.
And it does. You know, so that's not happening so much right now. You
Right.
know? So you know, it's always better when you change your situation. Hopefully, it doesn't get worse again.
Now, that being said, you are now in a situation where you have a roommate, correct?
Yes.
And you're in a, let's say, caregiver type situation where you
Yeah,
are
more or
helping-
less. He's an older guy. It's my son-in-law's dad. And I moved into his house with him. He had a wife who passed away a half a dozen years ago.
Okay.
And he's getting older and he's kind of sickly and stuff. So I'm going to help out as much as I can.
Okay. Good.
You know, and so we're kind of, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. You know what I mean? He's helping me out in this situation. He knows about the house. He's been there several times. He knows it was tough there.
Right.
So he's like, hey, I got room. I have a dog. Bring your dog. It'll be 3 dogs and us.
All right.
And I got my own room and stuff like that there. And it's nice on James Island too.
Good. Good.
It's not the traffic ain't nowhere near as bad as here.
Absolutely.
It's still bad, but not like
Not
here in
here,
North
sure.
Charleston can be bumper to bumper a lot of
Okay.
times.
Oh, great.
So even that little stressful thing, depending on what time you get out there, But yeah, it's a different attitude for sure.
Are you finding yourself in a much more happier state because of some of the local amenities that are in Johns Island that Johns Island provides? I know you're closer to downtown.
Oh, yeah.
And you work a lot at downtown.
Yeah.
So how's that?
Oh, that's great. I mean, it used to be a half hour, 45 minutes, depending on where I was going from here to the different jobs that I do. And there, it's like 15 minutes. Of course, I haven't got anything far away yet, but I'm sure that's coming.
Right.
So I don't mind that so much because it seems to be pretty central compared to the line of work that I'm in and the things they do. A lot of those things seem to be in town.
Excellent.
So that's only like 10, 15 minutes from me.
Great. How is you physically? How are you feeling? I know you were dealing with a few medical issues.
Oh yeah, I still have that.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, as long as you're more relaxed, you're not feeling all that tension. And I think being tense a lot tends to make you feel worse than you probably really do. So I'm not quite feeling that as much. I don't feel like I'm as, I still have a lot of pain and stuff like that. I've got a messed up back and shoulder and arm.
Exactly.
I worked a lot of years and labor work, and it's showing today. I'm in my 60s now, and it's not going to go away.
Starting to catch up to you.
Yeah, it's catching up to me. It's catching up to me. But if you're in a bad mood and your back aches, it's going to ache twice as much because now you're twice as mad.
Correct.
Not only did this happen, my back too.
Correct.
Well,
like I said, I've noticed a lot more positive outlook and feedback from you, and I'm very, very happy about that. There was a couple other things I wanted to touch on. Let me see. You're down in Johns Island now, and things are much more simplified for you. Do you have any long-term goals? Are you planning on staying there for a while, or?
Yeah, the plan now is to be there for a while.
Okay.
I don't know how long. You never know. It's not permanent by any means, but right now it's as permanent as it can be.
Correct.
I plan on being there for a couple of years anyway. Like I was here, but that last 6 months was pretty terrible here. But I don't have to deal with that now.
Yeah, you made reference to how terrible it was. When you look back and you think about the things that you had to deal with as far as the neighbor goes and this, that, and the other, do you feel like the change has made you a better person, or I don't want to say a better person, not to say that you're not a better person now, but back then you just seem to be really, really intense all the time. And then I see you today and it's just like, you're happy. It's a little chilly outside, but you still got that smile and that glow.
I'm from Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania, perfect weather.
Exactly.
You
But yeah, you seem much more in a happier state, and so the change has been very, very positive for you, I would say.
Yeah. So far, it sure seems to be.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it as you're looking at me from an outsider looking in. But yeah, I think I think it's good.
Good, and that's what it's all about. Being happy, being one with the world, feeling good about yourself, and trying to eliminate as many stresses as you can, and having been in that situation that you were in, and knowing how stressed out you were, and then seeing you today, I can see it's made a big difference getting away from that situation into the new situation. Work is going good. How's the family life?
Oh, it's good. I mean, there was never a real problem with the family, although they were worried off and on, because they know what it can be like. They've lived there. They lived there for 7 years or so,
Correct.
And there was different neighbors in and out. And they had some problems here and there. They were there also when I had problems, and they seen what was going on there, and they thought, "Wow, man, that is really a lot of disrespect right there." And they didn't want to see me in that situation either. So we moved on, and they're selling it, and that's it. Turn the page.
There you go.
Turn the page.
Now, are you currently closer to family? I know you have several grandchildren. Your current location, are you closer now to them
Yes.
as
Yes.
opposed to
Yeah.
before?
Yeah. We're talking probably about a half-hour drive compared to an hour drive from here to Edisville Island.
Okay.
Being on James Island isn't quite as far. You probably cut that in half.
Okay, great.
So, it's about 30 miles, 35 miles from his house to their house, where from here to there was almost 55, 60 miles.
Are you finding yourself able to spend more time with your grandchildren or something?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I spent the weekend with them this weekend.
Excellent, excellent. How did that go?
Like always. They're young and they're loud.
Those are kids for you.
Oh, But one thing about being a grandfather, you can push them off on their parents and say, "Have a good one."
Exactly. I know the feeling. I mean, I have a small child, granddaughter myself, and so I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad that, but it has helped. With the distance that was before, it has shortened now, so you get to spend that more quality time with the grandkids and see them, and of course spend quality time with your son-in-law and your daughter. And so on and so forth.
Absolutely. I mean, that's my son-in-law's homestead. That's where he was born and raised. And I don't know that he was born there, but he sure lived most of his life in that house. So that's that's the main stop off.
Have you made any new friends down there?
Yeah, a couple. As a matter of fact, people that I work with, I met some new people there, and they're pretty cool. The people that lived next door to him, I got to know them a little bit on the motorcycle rider, and there's motorcycles in the neighborhood and stuff.
Okay, great.
So that'll work out down the road too. They're all a lot of dog owners around there. So
now, are you living in a subdivision, or are you just living in a standalone neighborhood?
Yeah, a residential neighborhood. A standard neighborhood.
Okay.
Have
you had any opportunities to get out and survey the neighborhood? Things like just walking around with the dogs and stuff like that. Just to get a feel for
just a little. Like I said, I've only been there about 3 weeks.
Okay.
I think it was 3 weeks Friday, as a matter of fact. I moved over there on Friday.
Great.
So it's only been 3 weeks, but yeah, we're getting out and getting around. I'm getting to know the island around there a little bit, which is strange, because here it's just like in the city, square blocks. There it's like all circles.
Right.
So someone took me on a spaghetti, threw it down on the ground, and said, "Go ahead, there's your roads."
Okay.
So I got to get lost now and then, but I'm getting there.
So there's a lot of crossing streets and things
Oh
like that?
yeah, you know,
Okay.
cul-de-sacs like there are here too.
Yes.
They're everywhere. But,
Right.
you know, there's a lot of getting lost.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what streets walk. There's a lot of streets are only a couple blocks long. You know, things like that.
Going into and coming out of Johns Island, correct? Is there a lot of, or is it James Island?
James Island.
James Island. Is there a lot of easy access in and easy access out?
Well, as far as I know right now, there's only one way in and one way out.
Okay.
2 roads in, 2 roads out, and that's
Okay.
Harborview
Mm-hmm.
and Folly Road.
Probably road. Okay.
And that's the 2 main ones in and out.
Okay.
So if you catch that at the right time in the morning, the other morning I was leaving to go somewhere, I forget where now, but it was 8:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Getting that 9 o'clock traffic to get to work, wow. You're gonna sit and wait till people start rolling by.
Right.
And hope somebody will let you in.
Right. Exactly.
And what you do, you know, you give each
Yeah.
other turns, man. You know, and it's busy, it's busy.
Yeah.
Just like here on Dorchester Road, that's bumper to bumper.
Yeah, that place is like a parking lot.
Yeah, it is.
Or
It's
during the week. Yeah.
yeah, and all the way from Somerville to the, you know, to the airport road. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like that there too. Charleston's big.
Yes.
You know, going in and
And
out
it's
of town
growing.
is big. Yeah,
It's growing.
and all of its, you know, outer little towns and stuff. It's a big place.
Well, it looks like that you are in great spirits. I mean, like I said, I noticed the change in your demeanor. You seem so much happier since you were removed from that situation and got into a better situation now. You just seem much more positive and outgoing. And I think that, you know, everything has worked out well for you.
It seems to have been, and I think it'll continue to be that way. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Good.
You know, because I used to have a life like the one I had now, have now.
Mhm.
And it was nice across the street there for that first year and a half or so. It wasn't too bad. You know, you hear the little noise now and then, but
Right.
this last 6 months been totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Totally ridiculous.
Well, like I said, you've overcome that.
Yeah.
Sometimes change does work out better for those. I've made changes in my life, and it appears that every change that I made has always been for the better. So I can definitely relate to you on that topic. And like I said, I mean, when I look at you and your physical appearance and your demeanor, you are so much more stress-free. And this is what this is all about, the fact that you were dealing with so much stress and so much drama, and now that you're in a more happier environment, you just seem to be like a little kid again, you know, and just enjoying life.
And it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. So I'm not unhappy at the moment.
Well, I appreciate, time is cutting short here, and I appreciate you coming in. Once again, I'm glad everything worked out for you. And if you ever need anything, you need to make any call, just give me a call and we'll go from there.
All right, I'll do that. I'll keep your number in mind. Been a lot of help.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay.